Okay, I'm going to share something that you can add to your acting toolkit to really help you access truthful acting every time you approach a piece of dialogue. So first of all, I'm going to give you a line. And your line is, "Why are you here?" That's the line. If you want to have a go at saying it, please do. Why are you here? Now, I think you'll agree with me that there's many different ways to say that line. Why are you here? We can take the word in isolation, but what we actually are wanting to do as actors, we want to add some kind of behavior, some kind of emotion to it. And most actors, they get there. They get to that point. They understand that they can't just say words like a robot, like they're reading their grocery list or the telephone book or something, that they need to add some kind of emotion. So now give a go at the many ways you can say that line. Why are you here? You might want to be angry, happy, surprised. But this next step that we're going to do together, not many actors do. And that is to align themselves with some kind of why, some kind of specific circumstance as to why they're saying the line in the first place. Because what we did before was fine, it was okay, but it might lead to something that was a little bit untruthful. If you were saying, "Why are you here?" in a surprised tone, you might be given the impression of being surprised, but are you actually being 100% surprised and aligning with it truthfully? So what we're going to do together is we're going to go on something called a guided daydream. You can close your eyes for this, you can keep them open. However, what I'd really like you to do is commit to the story that I'm going to tell you. I want you to take in all the facts. I want you to really engage with taking in how this story makes you feel as I tell it. Please don't try and act out this story. Ready? Here we go. You have an uncle. This doesn't have to be a real uncle. It can be a fictional one. And you can decide exactly what your uncle is called. Now, it just so happens that this uncle, you haven't seen him for many years. And the last time that you saw this uncle, well, he was in the kitchen of your childhood home, and he was arguing with your mother, your mum. And the reason that he was arguing and shouting with your mother was the fact that, well, he wanted some money from her, and your mum was refusing to give that money. This uncle got really mad and threw your mum to the ground, leaving her injured and quite shaken. Your mum didn't want to cause any fuss. She didn't want to call the police. Your uncle very quickly fled. But before he did, he picked up some money that he found on the counter. You haven't seen this uncle for many years. And it's a winter's night. And you're walking to your mother's house to deliver some shopping. And as you approach your mum's house, you can see two silhouettes in the living room window. One looks like your mum, but the other one's a big, bulky figure. A stocky figure. And the only person you know that has that figure, well, it is your uncle. And you start to walk up the garden path. And as you approach the door, the front door to your mother's house, you can hear raised voices. And you open the door and you begin to walk to the living room where you see your uncle. Now say the line again. Why are you here? Great. That might have done something for you. That might have been difficult for you to engage with. It might have been easier for you to think of a real person in that scenario. If it did work for you, then what we did there was take a completely fictional character, which then created this real feeling inside of you, this real truthful feeling. I'd be really interested to hear if that worked for you, if you found it difficult. It is something that with practice you can get better and better at. It's using your imagination like a muscle. The more you use it, the more you train it, the more vivid it becomes. Alright guys, I hope you get value from that exercise. And please, if you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it.